I had a dream, but it was more like a nightmare. And I thought I'd tell you it because it kind of reflects the way I feel. I found myself in the dream in a city, a little bit like London, pedestrian zone. A lot of people, nice sunny day, people walking down the street, families, eating ice creams, shopping, tourists. And at the end of the street there was some hustle bustle. And people were like gathering around something that seemed to be it was a train. And it seemed to be crashing off the end of the rails. And I went over and had a look. And it was a small train, maybe the height of the knees. Something you could sit on. I thought to myself, that's a bit strange. You know, why build this track? So I followed the track down, and there was an entrance to an amusement park. And I walked through the turnstile, click, 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 into the gate. And I was looking at the animals. And the elephants came over and they started wrestling with me. And the park warden shouted over, hey, get back in the cage. And I thought, what? And he said, get back in the cage, the animals are dangerous. And I thought, who's in the cage, me or the animals? So I climbed over this wall to what was obviously the pedestrian area. And I thought, I don't know where I am. I'm going to have a look in this restaurant. It's a small, like, restaurant, tourist information area with fast food. And there's tables and people, tourists with backpacks on the tables and fast food everywhere. And I noticed people skimming, looking over maps and like of the amusement park map. And so I went over to this table and there was like these young teenagers looking at maps and eating burgers and drinking. And I said to them, you know, where are we? Can I have a look at your map? I'd like to see where I am. I'd like to, you know, find out where everything is in the place. And one of the teenagers came over. He says, "Oh, you've got a ticket. You've got a ticket, haven't you? There's a number on the ticket." And I looked in my back pocket, and rightfully so, there's a ticket in there, a small ticket. And I took it over and took it out of my pocket and looked at it, and rightfully enough, there was a number in the bottom corner. And he said, "Can I have a look at the ticket?" So I passed him the ticket, and he showed it to his friends at this table. And the guy said it was like a lottery ticket. The one with the highest number is the winner. And I said, can I have my ticket back then now, please? And he said, what ticket? And I said, I've just given you my ticket. You've got it in your hand now. He says, no, I haven't. What ticket? I looked at his friends and they said, don't know. And what ticket? And I thought, this is how it goes. This is how it works. You know? And so I instantly left the restaurant. I knew I'm going to be the one called insane around here. I'm going to be called crazy, and I've got no ticket for this fairground. I've got no ticket for this amusement arcade. And everybody's standing around going, no, what ticket? You know? And it kind of reminded me of society. The social injustices, the mobbing, the people getting together and protecting each other, and in that course doing injustice. And then creating a chain reaction of injustices. You know, on the streets today I'm seeing that we're blaming each other and blaming crime and aggression and blaming all sorts of negative behaviour on ourselves, when really it's sort of television, brainwashing, mass medication, all of these things that make up such a crazy amusement park. A crazy society where if you haven't got a ticket, you get called insane. You get cast out by the rest. At that point in my dream, in the nightmare, I left that restaurant and went and hid backstage behind all of the machinery, inside the machine. And that's where I feel like I am now, inside this damned system machine, trying to work it out. And all I want is to go home. All I want is to go back to the people I love, go back to the food I love, back to the things that I love, go back to the place where I belong and where the place where I am appreciated for what I do. appreciated for who I am, appreciated for my differences, appreciated that I say no when everybody else says yes, just to make things clear, just to get the clarity of life. There's too many people saying nothing and saying that silence is a virtue. There is no power in silence, unless there's intent behind it. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Like I say, I just feel like I haven't got a ticket for this society. But it's I belong to this planet as much as anybody else, and we've all got the rights to be interested in world affairs. We've all got the rights to be interested in politics and what happens to our children. Everybody's children. So this is my planet, this is your planet. Whether we've got a ticket for something or not, that makes no difference. Thanks a lot, folks. Cheerio.